Good morning, everybody. It's November 30th, 2023. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's doing well today. I received an email from a fellow targeted person. It was to her mailing list, and I'm going to read it and then go to the website to show you what she's doing and how you can do this too. Before I get into it, please hit the thumbs up, help the channel grow, fight the algorithms, and some comments are just automatically disappearing, including my own. It's not my fault. I'm not doing it. So here she goes. She says, prior to filing a federal lawsuit, I am filing an official claim for damages under the Federal Tort Claims Act, which is Form 95. I am stating considerable physical injuries due to the repeated acts of battery by federal government employees and assets, battery which has achieved a level of evidence that cannot be dismissed. I am asking for recompense of $3.8 million, which is what Rodney King received after being battered by the LAPD. Her claim focuses on 3 items: assault and battery with chemical weapons, denial of medical care, and lack of access to the legal system. The claim is being filed with the CIA as I am living outside of the U.S., and this is ostensibly the agency which can function outside the U.S. borders. The CIA has 6 months to respond, at which point I can file the lawsuit. The lawsuit will include a request for injunctive relief and to halt further such attacks. So I decided to look up Form 95, and it's on the Department of Justice website, so I'm going to go there. So here's the Department of Justice menu. So you can see it. It's the Civil Division of the U.S. Department of Justice, the menu, documents and forms, and here's the list of documents. It's under public documents, and then it takes you to this screen. U.S. General Services Administration, title, claim for damage or injury or death. So then you click on that, and you can download. You click on that, and this is what you get. You get a PDF, claim for damage, injury, or death, and you can save it empty, or you can complete it and save it filled. So this is what it looks like. All of those blue segments are writable, so you can type in those areas and save it to your hard drive, and it will print out. So it's 2 pages. It's only 2 pages long. Of course, you can probably add an attachment. This goes for property damage, personal injury, wrongful death, any witnesses, if you had any witnesses, the person's, the federal agency that you're referring to, your name and address, your employment, your date of birth, your marital status, the date and day of accident, time, the basis of law. So this is according to damage, injury, death, identifying persons, and the property involved, the place of occurrence, and the cause. Use additional pages if necessary. So here, you can write the property damage. So this could be your vehicle, this could be your apartment, this could be your grass, this could be your lawn, this could be your buildings, this could be your house, this could be your clothing, it could be your food. It could be your appliances, your electrical appliances, your light fixtures, your books. Right? It could be your laptop, it could be your iPhone, it could be anything. It could be your flashlights. It could be the stairs in your house. It could be the molding in your house. It could be trees on your property, trees outside. It could be the insulation being torn out of your house. It could be your pets. So this is property damage, whatever belongs to you, whatever legally belongs to you, and that has been damaged by the perpetrators. Now, the caveat is, and let me get to it, is this has to be within the past 2 years. So had I known this, I probably would have filed this 6 times already. But what I will probably do is file for the last 2 years first, and then as an addendum, I will include everything else that happened while I'm here in Kentucky and in New Jersey. See, this is the thing. Like, even if they won't include it in any kind of financial relief, once they know it exists, they can't ignore it. It's on their plate that this is an ongoing, systemic, asset-stripping harassment and harassment of your physical body. So if you've got photos of before and after, you've got medical reports, that's all included. All of the reports that you filed with the Sheriff's Department, Police Department, and all of the incident reports they did not file, all the times that they did not photograph the damage, all the times they did not document the damage. How about when you know who's performed the damage and they refuse to act on your behalf? So this includes those claims. So on these documents and forms here, I'm going to back up here. So you've got here commercial litigation documents and forms, consumer protection documents and forms, Office of Immigration litigation documents and forms, and torts branch documents and forms. So I'm going to read this to you. Legal representation letters. All existing, pending, and threatened litigation, as well as unasserted claims, should be reported by the Department of Justice and all other government agencies using their respective appropriate formats, which can be accessed by selecting the applicable proceeding link. Now, this is standard Form 95, which is the form that I just showed you. This is used to present claims against the United States under the Federal Tort Claims Act, which is FTCA, for property damage, personal injury, or death allegedly caused by a federal employee's negligence or wrongful act or omission occurring within the scope of the employee's federal employment. These claims must be presented to the federal agency whose employee conduct gave rise to the injury. So now, even though your local perpetrators might not be employed by the federal government, they usually are employed by a federal employer. Right? So if they're a branch of the FBI, like InfraGard, they report to the FBI. The fusion centers, who reports to the FBI? The Federal Bureau of Investigation. I can't help it. You report this information to them. You present to them the damages that have incurred. Standard Form 95 is not required to prevent a claim under the FTCA, but it is a convenient format for supplying the information necessary to bring an FTCA claim. Please note that a completed form must state a claim for money damages, which is a sum certain. You have to give them a specific dollar amount claimed for personal injury, death, or injury or loss to property. In addition, if a sum certain is not specified under the Standard Form 95 Block 12D or accompanying information, a submission cannot be considered valid representation of claim. This is why, folks, I always tell you, like everybody says, oh, I don't want any money. I just want it to stop. These people don't think about stopping. You have to hit them in the pocketbook. You think they care about stopping? If you get a claim against them and they are required to pay out millions of dollars to each person that submits a claim, well, maybe they'll think twice about messing with everybody. Because then what happens, it becomes public record. Okay, so whenever you make a claim and you receive confirmation of your submission, and if you receive restitution, that becomes public. You can make it public and you can share that information. So it says here that the completed standard Form 95 must be presented to the appropriate federal agency within 2 years after the claim accrues. Okay? Judgment Fund Payment Forms. The following online Judgment Fund Payment Forms can be edited and saved as a new PDF document by using Adobe 6.0 Advanced Editing Touch-Up Text Tool. These online forms replace all prior versions of the forms. So I'm going to scroll down here, and you could see there are a whole bunch of other forms here. There's FMS 194, Judgment Fund Transmittal, Judgment Fund Award Data Sheet, Judgment Fund Voucher for Payment. I recommend, I will post a link to this page. You can go, scroll through here. There's a commercial litigation documents and forms for a fraud section. The False Claims Act primer, False Claims Act statistics. And you can scroll down here. Here's an intellectual property section for those of you who believe that some of your intellectual property has been stolen by these criminals. Your ideas, patents, trademarks, copyrights. Right? Your education, like stealing your master's degree. There is a Patent Secrecy Act here, a Foreign Assistance Act, and then there's the National Court section, the Appellate Practice, the National Court's Trial Practice, Office of Foreign Litigation, then there's a Consumer Protection Branch, Documents and Forms here. There are 10 suggestions for guarding against odometer tampering. Oh, guys, how many times has that happened to you? Where the criminals come and, change the odometer, possibly, in your vehicle, or on your water meter, or your gas meter, or anything else? Or how about them changing your clocks back and forth? That happens to me often. They like to play with the time. And then there's a torts documents here for aviation, space, admiralty litigation section, constitutional and specialized tort litigation section. So you can scroll through these and see if there's anything else here that applies to you. There's environmental tort litigation, Federal Tort Act litigation. So I'm just going to scroll up and show you this again. So this has to be filed within 2 years after the claim accrues, which means since most of the people who have been targeted, 5, 6, 10 years, you need to fill out one of these forms every 2 years. Okay, so if you have any comments, leave them down below. Please let me know if you knew about this process. How many people did not know about this process, which is sinful? I've been on these calls, since 2017. I don't remember any moderator mentioning this possibility of submitting Standard Form 95 for claims against the U.S. under the Federal Tort Claims Act for property damage and personal injury. Did you know about this for the first time today? Have you known about this? Have you submitted a claim? I'm very curious if you're aware of this and what the outcome was for you. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please remember to like, comment, and share, and I look forward to your questions and comments.